Hey everybody, it's me, Lindsie. I'm gonna tell you something. I don't know if I should have just tweeted this last night, but since I was kind of weird and, I'm trying to get my sleep as much, but I just did much of it, but I guess I can figure out that I am a light sleeper. Oh, Jesus, my friend Valentine. I'll answer her right now. I'll answer her later, man. Not right now while I'm blogging. Anyway, so, yeah. So last night I ate Jimmy Fallon, on the Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon. It's revealed that Jimmy says that people had to use the hashtag. I guess that will be talked about tonight. It's called, this week's hashtag titled Prom Fail. And I guess I'm going to talk about this. This was definitely a sort of a prom fail for me. Turns out, my ex-friend, and when I was at school, and this was about 14, I'll say about between 14 and 15 years ago. And you understand this, I'm 31, I'm going to be 32 in this Saturday. And I still, waiting and still praying that Saturday Chris tweets at me, because otherwise I'm done for. Anyway, so about this story. So what happened was my ex-friend, and her name is Pam, and the reason why I say she's my ex-friend, because we no longer speak in terms, because because the guys she ended up, because I remember she was dating a lot of guys when we were in school together. Though I think the one she stick to is the one I thought she broke up with. Anyway, what happened was it was like years ago. So what happened was, it was the time of the high school prom. When I say high school, I don't mean junior senior prom, because believe me, I've been put into a school that consider calling high school prom and does not have a junior senior. I wish that happened, but being in this special school for 5 years, and I went 4 of the 5 times, because the 5th time I had enough. And plus, at the time, my brother was just a senior, and I'd rather have mom spend the money on him than on me. So anyway, so it was one of those years that was ridiculous. And the reason why was, my friend Pam was supposed to go to a prom with the guy she was dating named Reggie. And I'm like, okay, so what happened was, the night of the prom, she was supposed to go to prom, but it turns out she couldn't go, and I think she couldn't afford it or something. I don't know. I felt like she made an excuse. And it was the most ridiculous thing, because I was hoping to, just hang out with a couple of my friends, and hopefully she would be there, but she said she couldn't go, and she wanted me to take her boyfriend. I'm like, why me? So, I was like, at that time, I was trying to find the right guy for me that time, but, at the same time, I felt our friendship was at the worst. This was sort of much of a prom fail, but the worst yet, it was he then took the flower that I got for him, and it was left at the place where we're holding prom, the Cove. It was the ridiculous, and I never had this happen again. The only person at the time, because even though I was this ridiculous school, the only time I was crushing with this kid from, I shouldn't say kid, but yeah, to me it feels like he is, from Florence Township. Ugh. And the reason why I'm really kind of agitated, because in the school we're in, no matter what city you came from, it was a free zone. But, because even though he was from Florence Township, and because the schools that we came from, are rivals in football. Seriously. So, Oh yeah, and that was the worst thing yet too. I was too nervous. That's another prom failed I nearly had. I nervous. Don't have the courage enough to ask him, so I had asked one of the staff members. Never again in my life. But yeah, I mean, it was ridiculously much of a blunder. But actually, the one about my ex-friend Pam really was the cringiest. I mean, seriously. Which apparently, there was something weird happen. And the last time I seen her was 7 years ago. Yeah, last time I seen her was about 7 years ago. Well, not 2010, no. But the fan fiction I was written this, I had a fan fiction I made, because it actually was based on a dream I had about, and I written this 5 years ago, so, almost 5 years ago, so it would be about 12. Yeah, that's the last time I seen her was about roughly 12 years ago. So apparently about almost 5 years ago, I ran the fan fiction, and because it happened was I had a really bizarre dream about a marriage that I was not really committed to. But the weirdest part ever was my parents. They were really trying to support for me because of this, but despite after what happened, the incident about on Thanksgiving about nearly 2 years ago happened. And, but anyway, so about this dream that I had about 5 years, roughly about almost 5 years ago, at the time, I was really into liking Chris Hero. You have to understand where this is going. So anyway, so what happened was the dream that I had, I was supposed to be marrying my ex-friend Pam because she had a child with the boyfriend that she had. It was one of the guys she was dating, it was another guy that she was dating, but I thought he didn't want her, but now he does, so it's messed up. So anyway, I had this, it was very weird, and how I dressed, when I written this, I'll leave it down the link if you guys want to read it. The one thing weirdest part was I had written was a gray button shirt, black vest, black necktie, black pants, and black shoes. And at the time, I think I was thinking about Seamus. I'm like, wait, what do you mean you dress up? And why do you say Seamus? Well, actually, because there was a funny thing, because I was on W.com, this was 5 years ago, it was roughly 5 years ago. Or was 5 years ago, probably 6. Actually, more like 6 or 7. This probably was the time Sheamus was being the WWE champion. Even though right now I'm kind of mad that he's been put into tag team status. I mean, no offense to him and Claudio Castagnoli, because I really like those guys, really. But I remember when he was actually. Because when he became the WWE champion, I remember, and there were photos of him, and I guess I didn't remember how he dressed, and I think probably that was the inspiration of part of my dream, was I almost looked like I was dressing up as Sheamus. The only thing is I was not muscle bound or wearing a hat, or my hair was this color of Sheamus, okay, just straight up. I have no idea why that happened. But anyway, so in the dream, I was also been warned by AJ Lee, or you want to call it AJ Brooks' husband, Phil Brooks. Otherwise, you know who. I'm not gonna say it. Yeah, but her husband was warning me. He was acting me, but he was warning me not to get married. And it was the most crazy dream. But here's the crazy part: somebody was telling me not to marry her. Turns out it was Chris, and he was trying to save me out of this. He was saving me out of this marriage because he probably found out and he heard, and he had no choice but to save me. And it was the most ridiculous dream that I had because of it. Because of that, it inspired me to write a fan fiction. So because of that, that was the weirdest. But anyway, so besides prom fail, courtesy of Fallon tonight, my unusual dream, my fan fiction, and let's keep on the subject about Chris, alright? Anyway, hey, he is going to be in Arizona tonight. Hey, tomorrow night he's in somewhere in, I don't know where in California, but I know Saturday he will be in San Diego. Yeah, with the WNXT crew. It's ridiculous. Though, I should be also paying attention to the rest of my Fearsome 4, because I don't know where Boone is going to be at. Probably, I don't know. I have to look into that but I know Santana Garrett's going to be in California as well, but I think it's for a promotion out there. I forget which one. And that's for Tim Donst. I don't know when's the next time he's wrestling. It's not this weekend. I don't know if it's going to be in for... I'm not sure it's CZW. I haven't much heard for... No. He's actually going to be in I think it's called Pro Wrestling North Virginia. North Virginia Pro Wrestling, actually. North Virginia Pro Wrestling. He's going to be out there, but I think it's not until the third weekend. I don't know, it's hard to track these. I mean, I wasn't really equipped on it, but not anymore. I guess because I was so distracted on things besides wrestling, and I guess being a YouTuber is kind of hard, and at the same time, I'm also watching videos, trying to keep my sleeping habits up, dealing with my family and stuff. I had to speak about family, besides I had to deal with this morning with my mother, but she told me something then yesterday, no, I should say last evening, while we were, after she talked to my aunt, and we were watching, TV. She told me that she was talking to my aunt, Lisa, and she told me that my father, the impatient one, decided to send a sympathy card to my aunt after my grandmother died. So, I don't know what's going on with my whole entire family. Besides, right now, they're all acting so bizarre, and they need to behave. I feel like I need to go, and I think I need to go after all of them from both sides and just say, you need to stop acting so weird. Alright, this is kind of embarrassing. I mean, what happens if I bring somebody who I like into this fiasco and you guys are acting so immature? But he was. I found out. He said something really inappropriate that you're not supposed to say in the sympathy card. And you're supposed to say, I'm sorry for your loss. Instead, he said something about my mother. He couldn't get the address off of my mother. I'm like, yeah, I think the reason why she did not want you to do that because she knows something's wrong. But he did anyway. It was garbage. So, because of that, And because of that, my aunt threw out the sympathy card. Oh my god, it was so... Oh my god, my family has gone out of control. So then of course he left his phone number, so my aunt would have to call him to give him a skull, try to at least scold him or something. Difficult. This is what happens when you have... This is actually kind of a ridiculous thing. I mean, and let me just tell you guys, if you're married, and you have to be sincere about being nice to each other, and including the families. But you go and don't say, if you're gonna send something hard, just don't say something really offensive. I mean, especially to something like my father would say to my aunt, and that's garbage, and that was disrespectful. My father should be ashamed. Of course not, because he doesn't care. All I'm gonna hear is out of him saying, "You need to clean your room, Lindsie. I'm not gonna do anything. Yeah, you know what you're doing. Even if I do, you won't do crap." God, this is why I feel like I'm going crazy. My whole entire family's pushed me trying to get me to my happy place, and then if my happy place goes far out, I have the backup. Go fig. But yeah, I just couldn't believe how inappropriate my father was. But, I mean, he's just went too far. Saying something disrespectful to my aunt. And, Mom told me that my father was trying to get the addresses just to all three, to my aunt, and my uncle. Well, my Aunt Lisa, my Uncle Tim in Florida, my Uncle Victor lives in San Diego, and no, don't dare thinking I should tell to my mother about that, because even though I know Chris is going to be in San Diego my birthday, but I wish that was not much of the case, but it's not going to happen. But anyway, and no, she's not going to, and no, and of course, and also to my aunt, my aunt Christine, and my uncle Daniel. No way, that's gonna happen. She told him, if you want to send something, you send it to the church where my Uncle Daniel does his preaching from the past, I don't know, 20 years or so. That's my mother for you. But I just don't get it. How would my uncle would do that? To get all the kids into college is beyond me. I guess my aunt covers that part. It's so weird. Though, I was kind of mad that the rest of my Uncle Daniel's children, he only had 3, because the rest of them don't care, I guess. I'm sorry. That's kind of cruel to me to say. Actually, because right now, I feel I got other things to do, besides I gotta go and grab something to eat. Probably, I don't know if I'm going to go, should wait until I can go down to the deli, though. I think I just found out, I'm thinking the Hus potato chips really got the best of me. Either that, or it's because of what I had last night. The salad that done the job. Anyway, what else did I say? Yeah, so I guess I talked about everything I can think of. But I am going to include my fan fiction that I have done years ago that is based upon a dream that I had, but was just really bizarre in my opinion. Oh yeah, and that's the reason why I knew that I mentioned, because that's when the beginning, because this was when I know who was. But yeah, you know, I'm just feeling so out of tune and stuff. But anyway, guys, I guess this is where I'm gonna wrap it up. I know I haven't put any music lately in the last couple of my videos, is because I need to keep my phone charged, make sure storage safe. I have a lot of other things to do, and I probably will be do a review of the dry brushing thing. I just sent an email today, the response today, so it's kind of a ridiculous conversation because, you know, anyway, so yeah. So I'm right now, I'm just gonna end this right now. So anyway, guys, I'm sorry I don't have my hat today because I don't know where I put it to begin with, and I just, you know. So anyway, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!